What's up YouTube, it's your boy Tits here, and I deleted my old Dread video, Dread in Paris. I'm going to shoot some gameplay and try to explain things a little better. So this is with an unranked Dread, an ancient, level 38 or 40, I don't know, whatever it says there. Are you seeing how I'm only doing 19 damage to the armored spots, which is all over the body? And then the boot and the hand, I'll do a full 150 to the boot and the hand because that's her weak spot. I miss his hand here though. The chest I'll do 19. That's the huge damage reduction you take. And to the head I did like 34. That's because all bolt weapons, Paris, Boltor, Dread, you do double damage to the head on all factions. The only thing is the head's not the weak spot on Ancients. So that's why it was just doubled of what my body damage was, because it's still armored for the Ancients. Now here's Moa's Corpus Crewman. On Moa's I do 150 to the midsection because that is their weak spot, and the gun I only do 75. See that Corpus right there? I just did 87. I think these are level, I don't know. What's that say? 43 Corpus? 300 to the head. That's because I did 150 full damage and then it was double to make 300. And the body shots are 73. So I'm losing half my damage when I'm shooting anywhere but their weak spots, which do full damage. And I'm also going to show Grenier here. And then after that I will basically just see if I can explain the whole Dread and thing Paris a little bit better. I'll give it one more try because so many people had so many questions, and it is a hot topic, so I want to explain it. So watch all these body shots, arm, body, it don't matter. 79, 73, whatever that said there. That one was a crit. Not 73, I think that said. But for the head, I'll do 150 full damage and then double that. That's 300. For Grenier, you also do full damage to the head, and then it gets doubled because headshots are doubled for bolt weapons. It's just Ancients. Watch this here. 30 to Grenier. These are like level 30 or something. 30 or 25. So all the armored spots, I'm doing 29, 30 damage, which is barely anything. And then the head, I did 60, which is because you do double damage to the head. But actually, they're armored all over that guy, so you don't even get a weak spot to do full damage. So you're kind of screwed with that guy. .62 to his head. I think that was a crit. 30 to the body. 30 to the body. See, these guys, they're armored like heavily. So even though you do double damage to the head, they don't have the weak spots in the head like Corpus do and like Ancients do with their feet and hands. So that one was straight to the head, but I didn't do full damage. So the Grenier, you know, they don't really have the weak spots to do full damage. So the Dread's really not so good on the Grenier. Even on this heavy guy, once again, let me get rid of his shields and show you. What'd that say? 83 to the body, 160 to the head, because it was 83 and then it was doubled. So instead of 150, you know, I did 83. So I still lost a good bit of damage due to the whole damage reduction. Now once this gameplay ends, I'll try to explain what all this means in comparison to the Dread and the Paris. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and just stop it here in a second. So, the gameplay's over. Here's some extra analysis of both of the weapons. if you're a dread lover, you love using a dread, go ahead and use it. It's a really, it is a good weapon. You do some high damages, but you gotta understand about armor ignore, where to shoot. Yes, you'll do more damage than a Paris on infested ancients if you keep, as long as you shoot them in the hands or the feet. Yes, you'll do more damage than a Paris as long as you shoot them in the head, like for corpus, and Mo is for midsection. And even you'll do more damage than a Paris if you shoot corpus on the body, because the damage reduction due to armor is not that much up until a certain level. Up in the level hundreds and stuff. No, the Paris will now do more. For Grineer, as you've seen, they don't really have much of a weak spot. So flat out, you do a lot less damage on Grineer, even shooting them in the head. So once you start getting up to a higher level Grineer, you're going to want to use the Paris too. If you like using a Paris, if you're one of those people, use it. It's armor ignore, you can shoot it anywhere in the body, do full damage. So, you don't, if mobs are flying at you from every angle, you don't have to worry about not hitting your weak spot or not hitting the spot that does the most damage, because you'll do full damage everywhere. And also for you guys that like the dread, or I mean for you guys that don't have the best aim, the Paris is going to suit you better. It's got just better usability. But overall, I one shot with the Paris all the time. Almost all the time. I mean, if they're higher level, sometimes I gotta make sure my multi-shot, my crit kick in, and it depends where I hit them, because there are factors to everything. But the Paris and the Dread are both awesome. It's the only time the Paris really has to be used over the Dread because of health and armor scaling is when you are doing high wave defense. If it's wave 60 and up, and they're level 200 some and up, you're going to lose almost all your damage from the Dread. I mean, hell, an Ancient in the chest at only level like 40, you only did 17 damage. So of course at level 200, yeah, you're going to do like 2 damage. But then you say to me, well, why don't I just shoot the weak spot? Everything's solved, right? Well, no, this is why. For people that do highway defense, and the people that already do, they know this, you need to be using sonar, because full damage with the Paris on level like 250, 300, up to 400 enemies, we're talking them highest levels, highest waves, it's not enough damage. Like, you'll get them dead eventually, but you're going to run out of ammo. You got to use sonar amongst other strategies, like Ogress and Vortex is a strategy, which I'll explain in another video. But because of sonar being anywhere on the body, if it lands on, like, let's say anywhere but the hands or the feet on infested, and anywhere but the head on corpus, you are going to lose way too much damage. And you have to understand that when you crit, when your elemental mod does damage, and when your elemental mod crits, yes, it's a multiplied mass sequence that goes off your base damage. But if your base damage is reduced, like let's say from 150 to 30 because of armor, it then goes up to 30, not the 150. So that's why the sonar will still suck with the Dread. If it's not on a weak spot, you're doing full damage. Therefore, you need to use the Paris. I've already tested it. It's been on Reddit. I mean, hands down. Now, so that explains that with the sonar. And, yeah, that pretty much explains all that. That's how it is. You need to use the Paris. You need the armor ignore. But for lower wave defense, level 20, 25 and below, you can get away with weak spots. You'll have enough. You can get away with just shooting the weak spots. You'll have enough ammo. And of course you'll get away with it using the Dread on all the regular maps. Like, in fact, the Dread is going to be, a good bit more damage than the Paris. The only reason I don't give a crap is because I'm going to be one shot anyways with the Paris. And then when I go do my high wave defense, which is pretty much all I do, the Paris has to be used. It's much better than the Dread for what strategies you have to use on high wave defense. So hopefully this video gets across to you guys a little better. Probably not. I'm not going to explain it again. If you have any questions, you can message me. But this is the last time I'm gonna do the whole Dread versus Paris thing, and yeah, I hope you guys got it. Please comment, like, subscribe. I hope the gameplay helped a little more, and you know, I hope you guys, just understand now. I'm gonna get out of here. It's getting late, so I'll catch you guys later. Peace.